appreciate you for coming back to Knowledge Enlightenment Podcast. We literally appreciate you so very much. It's been a while not actually shooting. We actually apologize for those inconveniences. So either way, not to waste too much of your time. As I was actually researching and then going through some concepts that actually delay a lot of upcoming entrepreneurs or investors. And I want you to acknowledge that this channel is actually based on empowered by financial literacy, because financial literacy is very, very important. Today I'm not going to go too much on other things. We're going to actually discuss them later on other episodes. Today we're going to be focusing on why retail traders and retail investors fail when it comes to financial markets. I understand that some of you are not actually venturing into financial markets, but the reason why we actually chose this episode and this concept is because it's important specifically on our channel and what actually our channel actually represents. Because if you can look at all the careers in the world, all of them, they actually link with finance and also economy. So it's very important for us to also take that into consideration besides the kind of careers that we do. So let me leave that for another day. But for today, let me focus on the first point of why retail traders and also retail investors fail. But we should understand that everything is risk, right? So the first point is, if you are in the financial market, you should first ask yourself a question, why? Why do I fail? It's identifying your intention first when you go into the market. Are you a gambler or are you a businessman? You might choose first, am I a gambler or am I a businessman or an entrepreneur? So you need to decide first, am I treating this as a business or am I treating this as just gambling? So you see the first points that are actually vital, they actually tell you more about the results that you're going to actually receive. So you need to first identify your intentions of going into the market and also going into investment. You must first identify your intentions of investing. What is your intention? It's not just investing. Do you understand? So for your investing to be profitable, there should be a plan, there should be a reason, there should be a purpose. It's not just investing. You understand? So the first point is you need to first start by identifying if you are a gambler or you are a businessman. So you know that as a businessman, there's a lot of responsibilities that you need to take into consideration. So the financial market is not a plain game. It's one of the most vital and very, very, very affecting platforms in the entire world. So the second point is, since you managed to identify that you are a gambler or you are a businessman or entrepreneur, the way you view the markets, you have an image that you actually created for yourself. So in that sense, we can actually see that it's not actually vivid, but it's more profound in the sense of it gives you a drive. So it actually reduces too much of gratification, So planning, time compression. Do you see, when we talk about planning, you need to give your business rules. You need to build your business the way you want your business to be ran. So if you can compare retail traders and retail investors who are just investing or who are just trading just for the sake of trading, can you see that there will always be a difference between a trader that's in the business and also an investor that's actually in the business? So it's obvious that if you are in a business, you're gonna always follow rules, right? You're gonna have planning, strategy, you're gonna have your specific targets. So in the markets, what are you targeting? Are you targeting Tesla, or what companies are you actually targeting? So you're a businessman, you're an entrepreneur. So you're actually giving yourself work. You're actually working on your planning. So those are rules and regulations that actually prepare you for the unseen in the market, instead of you being a gambler in the market. So a lot of retailers, they fail because they are gamblers. They don't take a lot of responsibility of actually analyzing or creating journals. You need to create a journal. They don't create journals where they actually reference their trades, if the trades actually went profitably, if the investments actually went the way they want the investment to perform. So the references actually tell you more about what's literally happening in the financial market. So it becomes interesting because there's always challenge. So other than just trading just for the sake of trading, and also investing in the market just for the sake of investing. So you're learning anything. You're learning nothing. Other than a businessman or an entrepreneur that are actually preparing themselves, they learn something that actually makes them work for more, you see? And then and then this is very, very important. So hence I was actually referencing on planning. So if you create rules of how your business is gonna actually take place, you know, and you can actually reference the different types of companies that are actually aligning with your preference. So you need to give your business, you need to have a target audience, you know. The same thing as a trader. You need to focus on your specific pairs that you need to work on. You need to understand how the institutions actually manipulate in that sequence. So the market comes with a lot of formalities, the market comes with a lot of confusion, the market comes with a lot of things. And then when you talk about planning, you need to know what actually makes you more profitable on your planning. You need to understand that the market has psychology, emotions. So you need to plan how to deal with those things when it comes to the financial market, other than just trading. When you're trading just for trading, you're just trading. There's no purpose. Like you don't have any expectations. Like as a businessman, you do have expectations, but you know that you need to work hard for those expectations. Do you understand? Yes, as we're actually referencing about um, the planet, it's actually very, very vital. It's very, very important that you should actually take planning very importantly when it comes to financial markets. It's very necessary for you to plan it so that you know whenever you go into the financial markets, you have a perspective, you have a goal that you need to achieve. It doesn't matter if the goal is long term or short term. So you actually know exactly what is your intention, what is your purpose in the financial market. Either than treating this as gambling, because if you treat this as gambling, eventually you're actually preparing yourself for failure. So that is why majority of retail traders and also retail investors, they often fail a lot because they don't have any journal that they actually focus on. They don't have any kind of research that they make, you know. So it's very important that you should understand. So for you to become an entrepreneur or a business investor or an entrepreneur investor, you need to always have planning. You must have boundaries, rules. All businesses and they have rules and they have regulations. It's policy. So without policy, there's no production. And then thirdly, what we're going to be focusing on is research. This is one of the most vital points that we need to reference a lot because if you need to always look at your target audience. You need to look at what you're actually competing with. Remember that going into the financial market is like a walk, it's like a battle, right? So you need to eventually understand what you're competing with. Who are actually in control of the market? So research helps you a lot of who is actually the controller of the market. So we have the market makers, we have institutions, we have retail investors, we have retailers. So we have different types of competitors, bonds, futures. We have a lot of competitors. So if you are trying to treat the financial market as gambling, so the financial market is designed in the way that you need to plan. So you need to understand who's actually performing and who's actually making the market to move the way it's moving. So how would you acknowledge that without planning, without strategy, without focus or any purpose or intention in the market? So the reason why it's not that people are treating the market as gambling. No, they go into the market with no clue, with no reason, with no sense of what they're actually gonna be finding there. They go into the market in the sense of I'm just gonna make money. No, the financial market doesn't actually work in that sense. So the financial market needs you to plan for everything, research. Hence we're talking about research. Research helps us a lot because with research we can actually identify the performance of the market. What are the institutions planning? What are the market makers planning? Remember that the market makers actually designed an IPDA, which is the intra-bank. We call it the intra-bank price delivery algorithm. So usually with research, and you see that with research, now you are treating your financial market as a business because you already know what you're competing with. You're competing with an algorithm and then you actually know the purpose because you make research. So as a person who doesn't actually make research, what do you expect? How would you progress? when it comes to the financial market? How would you be able to have a proper reference? So this is very, very vital. That is why I'm saying that it's important that you should research. Are you a researcher or are you a non-researcher? Non-researchers in the financial market, we call them gamblers. Researchers, we call them business investors. So it's important. So research, you need to research, and then when we're talking about research, we're talking about your target audience. Hence, I was referencing about if you're a market trader or a retail trader, you need to know your target audience. If you're an index trader, or if you're a commodity trader, or if you are like a currency trader, so you need to have a target audience. So your business has a specific target. Do you understand? So research helps you a lot about the currencies, the performance of each and every country. If you're actually focusing on a specific currency, commodity, stock are you focusing on? So do you see the power of research? It updates you of what's happening in those specific companies, the performance, why it was not performing last week. So you see that without research, there's no progress and there's no results. So that is why we say every time process is important. So if you focus on the process, it actually aligns and helps you a lot. So this is very, very important. So guys, this 4 points that I'm actually referencing for you in this episode, I hope that it will actually help you so very much. And I will literally love that you like and subscribe, because it will actually make a very huge difference. It will make a very, very, very huge difference by my fellow audience. Yes, our next point will be, lastly, our last point, if you're a person that actually is fascinated in the financial market and you actually want to learn more about what's literally happening, this formalities, and I wouldn't literally say this is a formula, but like if you can actually look at all the scientists and all the businesses, they have rules and regulations. So for them to be profitable, they need to have a planning. They need to be strategic. They need to have a target audience. They know who's their competitors and all that. So it's very important that we actually focus on research. Research is very, very important. And hence I was saying lastly, I understand all the references that I gave you, but lastly and most powerful is consistency and commitment. So you might make research and you might have a planning and you might treat it as a business, but are you going to be committed to sticking to the rules of your business? Are you going to be committed to sticking to the research that you make so that you can actually know the performance of your competitors? Are they performing this week? Are they performing in next month? Are you going to be able to compete with them? So it comes to consistency. You need to be consistent. For a business to be productive, they need to be consistent and they need to stick to their rules and regulations and their targets. It doesn't matter if the business is performing or not. So hence I'm saying that as a retail investor or a retail trader, how are you treating your business? Or if you might call it a career, how are you treating it? How much is your investment? How do you invest too much in that? So commitment and consistency will actually tell the results of your performance of your business or your trading performance. So guys, I would literally appreciate you guys to always be consistent in your planning, your research, and if you're an entrepreneur in the financial market, you need to have rules, guys. Don't break your rules, because if you break your rules, you're actually breaking laws. It means you're reducing your profit. So let's always work on the strategy of your business. Focus on your competitors, your research. Don't focus on performance. Performance is key. For you to have performance, you need to have all those 4 points when you actually define yourself. So guys, I would literally appreciate you if you actually found anything interesting about the episode today. I would literally appreciate you that you like and subscribe to our channel. And also please, if you have any family members or relatives or people who are actually interested in actually joining our community, I would literally appreciate you to just share with us, comment, and if you find anything unusual or familiar, please, we will actually love to express more towards you. Have a lovely day.